Hello, we are here on Information Systems for Managers course on Anu's Classroom. This video we'll be talking about Transaction Processing System, Decision Support System and EIS, which facilitates us to comprehend and conceptualize about these various different types of information systems. So let's get started. By the end of this video or this session, I hope that you'll be able to understand about informational environment in organizations, informational systems in functional areas, TPS or transaction processing system, DSS that is decision support system, executive information system or EIS, and the difference between these three. So as we were discussing last class or in the last session, data becomes information which becomes knowledge and which adds to our wisdom, right? So how does data become information? In order to make data into information or transform data into information, we have to summarize, maybe trim or mine from the data for useful information. We have to present it in a way that is easily comprehensible to its users as well as even index it. And that is how data becomes information. So information may be facts, assumptions, collateral informations, fragmentary informations or irrelevant informations as well. And this information adds to our knowledge and knowledge adds to our wisdom as a whole. So as we all know, an organization will have people. Organization is a collection of people, right, who all work together to achieve a common goal. And managers are those people in the organization that helps in planning, organizing, staffing, directing, as well as controlling the operations of the organization in order to take it to achieve its goals. So information environment in the organization is all about how the managers as well as the overall organization sees and utilizes information. For managers, information could be an object, a construct, a tactic knowledge, or an explicit knowledge. While for an organization, information acts as a resource, a commodity, a constitutive force, or a perception of pattern. At the bottom level, it is usually the information systems are usually office automation systems where operational data is used to take operational decisions. For middle level managers, usually they use the transaction processing system wherein they use strategic data to take strategic decisions. Top level managers use the decision support system where they use tactical data in order to make tactical decisions. So, as we all know, there are multiple various managerial functions like marketing, finance, operations, and HR to name a few. The integrated information system for managers will help in um, achieving the managerial functions for all these various, what you can say, departments of management or functions of management. Like for an integrated information system will help a marketing manager to create order entries, billing, understand the sales analysis, forecasting of sales, distribution statistics, billing, etc. For an HR manager, it will help in recruiting, placement, training, compensation, and maintenance. For a finance manager, it will help in financial planning, cost and asset accounting, budgets, accounts received, payroll, etc. While an operations manager will use the integrated IS information system in order to understand inventory costing, capacity planning, job performance, requirement planning, and purchase commitments. So, what exactly is a transaction processing system that we saw that middle level managers usually use? Transaction processing system or TPS is a type of information system that collects, stores, modifies, and retrieves the data transactions of an enterprise. It also attempts to provide predictable response times to requests, although this is not as critical for real time systems. Examples of TPS include the ATM, payroll applications, order processing applications, etc. So the various transaction, this table actually lists the various transaction modules for the marketing system management. Like if we have the sales data, then we may apply forecasting methods into it in order to get an expected production output. If we have the advertisement expenditure data, we may use optimization models on it in order to find out how we can maximize our profit. Territorial data may be used for understanding the methods of market penetration in order to expand our markets. Consumer preference data may be used for market segmentation by using or employing brand switching tools. The data on price could help us in comparative analysis in order to set a pricing strategy. Movement of goods may be used to understand how we can minimize the storage cost by employing inventory tools. So there are a lot of various subsystems also to the whole marketing function, like marketing research, market planning, sales analysis, marketing control, etc. When you talk about the financial system management, we will have definitely financial inputs, and we will be processing also these financial data. And once we process the financial data, it may be used for financial accounting, management accounting, or cost accounting, which are the financial subsystems. And we have multiple other financial subsystems as well, like forensic accounting and things like that, which we have already discussed when we were talking about um, the MMPC for, that is accounting for managers. And online queries may hit these financial management system in order to fetch data from these subsystems using the financial inputs. And depending upon those queries, the financial management system will produce various outputs. When we talk about the human resource management system, then the input will be organizational data, which will be analyzed in order to produce human resource planning. So the transaction modules of a human resource subsystem could be HR budgeting, recruitment, training, alternate sources of employment, or procuring, replacement, motivation, compensation, and things like that. And from there, we get our required outputs. What about decision making? Decision making is the process of making choices by identifying a decision, gathering information about it, and assessing alternate resolutions. Using a step by step decision making process, it can help us make more deliberate, thoughtful decisions by organizing relevant information and defining alternatives. Decision makers may adopt strategy, which is a collection of actions, and the outcome of these actions may be uncertain. But the possible outcome is the attainment of that goal which is set by the decision maker. So there is always an element of risk in the decision making process, and therefore the decision maker should be clear of the acceptable risk tolerance that they are willing to take about with respect to their decisions. Strategic decisions will affect the entire organization, or at least a major part of it, like the organization's objectives as well as policies. It will have a long lasting effect on the organizational system and generally will be taken at the highest or the top management level. Whereas tactical decisions or management control decisions will affect only a part of the organization for a restricted or short time. These will take place within the context of existing strategic decisions, so their contextual and effective management will depend on the good and timely information that is used for taking such tactical decisions. So, what is decision support system? G.W. Peter Keene and Michelle S. Morton defined decision support systems as like this: as decision support implies the use of computers to assist managers in their decision process in the semi structured task or support. Okay, it is not, decision support systems are meant to support managers rather than replace their judgment. It will be used to improve the effectiveness of decision making rather than efficiency. So we are not talking about the efficiency of decision making, but rather effectiveness of decision making when we are talking about decision support system. This is an important definition that you have to uh, by heart. So, as I said, we have spoken about this data pyramid earlier also. So, we have data which will be stored. So, storing will usually happen in a data warehouse or maybe even data lakes. Just think of them as storerooms where you keep data, right? Each box will have data. So, data warehouses are usually structured data. Okay, and from that we create knowledge, that is nothing but an information with context, and that knowledge becomes a decision, which is a knowledge with aim. So quantified data using statistics and data mining will be transformed into structured data, which will be stored in the data warehouse, and predictive models will use this data from our data warehouse in order to create knowledge. And this knowledge or information with context will be used by assessment tools in order to support your decision making, and that will transform our knowledge from simple information with context to a knowledge with an aim. Coming to executive information systems, an executive information system is a decision support system. It is a part of DSS itself, but it is used to assist senior executives in the decision making process. And how it does is it by providing easy access to important data needed to achieve strategic goals in an organization. An executive information system normally features graphical displays on an easy to use interface. And executive information systems can be used in many different types of organizations to monitor enterprise performance as well as to identify opportunities and problems. The typical EIS has four components, that is, hardware, software, user interface, and telecommunication. How is MIS, DSS, and EIS different then? EIS and DSS are actually two types of MIS, that is Management Information System. And the main difference between Enterprise Information System and Decision Support System is that EIS allows senior managers to take decisions to meet the strategic goals of the organization, while DSS allows senior managers to take non routine decisions. Moreover, EIS is considered as a specialized type of DSS even. So I hope you understood about the TPS, DSS, and EIS, which facilitates um, decision making and managerial information systems. If you did, please let me know by giving a thumbs up. If you have questions, please use the comment section. And I hope to see you in the next video as well.